There's a post on Twitter this week that started a conversation about GTA home sales. I was dragged into this conversation. I'm grateful that I was because I'm bringing you this video today. Let's jump into what that post said. Not a single clown estate agent on X reporting the absolutely horrible May sales data. Going to be less than May 2025. Bottoms in for nothing. Not even sales. LOL. Clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji. Now, as the kind of head data-driven clown estate agent in the GTA, that's kind of what I like to look at myself as. I jumped into the comments after being brought in to highlight what I am seeing in the numbers. This is a short version of what I came up with on a quick search. I was seeing 400 more sales reported across the GTA through 28 days of May, and that was before May 28th was even complete. I like to look at these things on a weekly basis to make sure we have an equal number of weekdays and weekends to do a proper comparison over previous years. I broke the numbers down a little bit further on Twitter as well and put out this post showing each region broken down, just like I do in my weekly updates over on Twitter, my months of inventory updates, showing Toronto Freehold up 7.7% year over year, condos up 3.6% year over year, Durham Region down 2.2% year over year. So this clown estate agent does have to apologize. Maybe the sales bottom is not in for certain markets, but on the GTA as a whole, I think we have seen the bottom. York Region up 22.8% at this point, Peel up 9.7%, and Halton up 4.6%. So again, this is just a pretty brief overview that I did. I dug into these numbers a little bit further to give you some historical comparison as to where we're at today. I also had a couple other people ask questions under this post that I'll answer in this video as well, but we'll get to all of that. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Rob Marsiglio. I am a local clown estate agent out here in Durham Region, covering the entire GTA, doing my best to bring you weekly updates on what is happening in GTA real estate from a numbers perspective. No fluff, just data-driven insights to help you with your home search, home selling journey, whatever that looks like. If you're interested in working with me, you appreciate the approach. There's a link down in the description of this video to book a call directly with me. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything going forward and I can reach more people just like you. Okay, so back to this brief overview. Again, at the time of putting this together, we were up about 400 sales from last year at this time. By the time the day ended, we were actually up at about 530 sales through 28 days of May. So all but a sure thing that we are going to surpass May sales totals. The one caveat is that in the last 3 days of May this year, we have 2 weekend days, whereas last year we had only 1 weekend day. It was 2 weekdays and 1 weekend day. So I still think that 500 sale gap is enough buffer, enough cushion to ensure that we will have more sales this year, because I think it was something like 700 sales happened in the last 3 days of the month last year. So I think we'll easily put another 250 so sales up on the board in May of 2026. But I digress. As I promised, let's do a little bit of a deeper dive into these numbers, the summary that you're seeing on your screen right now. This is the historical context that I'll give you based on that Twitter post. It's going to be sales reported in each May going back to 2016, starting with the Toronto Freehold market. You can see that the 1,300 or so sales we are projected to have in 2026, it's with little asterisks beside 2026 down here. I took sales through 28 days, divided by 28, multiplied by 31 to give us a rough estimate. Again, it's going to exceed what we saw in 2024 and 2025 and also 2020, but it's going to come in as the kind of fourth slowest May since 2016. And it still lags the kind of 10-year average going back to 2016, where it's about 1,500 or so sales that you'd expect to see in May. Again, taking into account a lot of these peaks like we saw in 2016 and 2021 and the kind of big trough we saw in 2020. When you average that all out, it comes to 1,500 or so sales you'd expect to see in May. On the Toronto condo side, it's a similar story in the sense that we're going to do better than 2025. We'll also do better than 2020, but those are really the only 2 years that it looks like Toronto condo May sales numbers will outperform over the last decade. On average, we were seeing 1,855 sales in May in the Toronto condo market. So that kind of 1203 number, assuming we hit that, it might even be a little less than that, is going to be well shy of what you'd expect to see in May. Into York Region, and York Region is the one that was up like 23% from last year at this time. York Region is bussin', as the kids say. I believe that's the term. Again, doing better than 2025, 2024. It's even projected to outperform 2022, definitely 2020. So making it the fifth slowest May that we've seen in the last decade. Closer to the average, maybe slightly, but still you'd expect to see about 1,550 sales based on reported sales numbers that we've seen from 2016 through 2025. So still about 300 sales short of where you would expect to be what the average has been over the past decade. Moving to the west end of the city in Peel region here, 1,163 projected sales there or thereabouts. Better than 25, better than 2020, but that's about it. It's going to be the third slowest May when it comes to Peel region sales volume. And then in Halton region, even further west, 839 projected sales in May of 2026. That's up from last year, down from 2024, up from 2020, making it the third slowest May that we have seen. Now, my observant viewers will notice that I skipped over the best region in the GTA, being Durham region, and that's because it's something that we're not seeing in the other regions. It's going to be slower than 2025, slower than 2024, it looks like at this point in time, and even going back to 2020, it is going to be slower than 2020. This is by a sale, and I know this is just a projection, but like I said, I think my projections might be a tiny bit high considering we have 2 weekend days to wrap up the month. So let's see how that all shakes out. I'll have a better idea for you, better picture next month. Again, I just needed to put this one out because I'm trying to defend clown estate agents in this video. In my post that I made kind of breaking down the uptick in sales reporting, I had a great question here. What's going on in Durham, Robert? Why are we seeing this divergence, this additional softness? And I don't know 100%, but I have a couple theories as to what is going on. I think that affordability improving in other areas of the GTA, maybe closer to city centers, could be drawing people that thought the commute wasn't going to be as bad from Durham region, like, places like Oshawa, maybe even Whitby to some degree, definitely Clarington out there. As affordability improves, even if it's maybe smaller product types than people wanted, being condos, even being that entry-level product, townhomes in the east end of the city, let's call it. As affordability improves there, that becomes maybe a little bit more attractive than buying out in Durham region. So that could be drawing some buyers into the city out of Durham region still. The other theory that I have about why Durham region continues to soften is maybe these new construction incentives in terms of GST and HST rebates that could be pulling people out of the resale market, which is what is reported on the Toronto MLS, into the new construction market, where many of those sales do not show up in the numbers that we see on a monthly basis here. So just a couple theories as to why Durham region is still softening. It's not because of the price point. It is still the most affordable region in the GTA. But I guess I want to know in the comments what you think. Why are we seeing Durham region sales numbers continue to soften? Why may the bottom not be in Durham region? Or is it in May is just a blip? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, the last question or comment that I got underneath this post that I made, which is we're gonna wrap the video up with this, is now do prices year over year. It's the favorite question that people have for clown estate agents on Twitter, especially the more bullish ones who really hype up what is happening with sales activity. Now do prices. Now, I know that Extra Innings didn't mean it in this vein. I asked him politely, can I do it tomorrow? And he said yes. And today is tomorrow from yesterday when I answered these questions. So let's jump into what is happening with average prices year over year across the GTA. And for this, we'll go to the Habistat and we'll start with Halton region, which again is an outlier when it comes to this metric. This is a year over year percent change chart that we're looking at here. And you can see that in Halton region, prices from last May are actually up 0.6%. Probably a lot of this is property mix that's selling right now, maybe relative to last year, where things are selling. But anyways, last year, $1,240,000 was the average sale price. And currently it's $1,247,000 there or thereabouts. This could change by the time Treb does their numbers next week at some point in time, but this is what we were seeing, kind of the most up-to-date data that I have access to through the Habistat right now. We'll move all the way to the east and look at Durham region. So again, we're down in sale prices here, but taking note of this, prices down 5.3% year over year. So again, we're at 854,000 or so right now. Last year at this time, it was about $902,000. So a 5.3% drop. When you compare that 5.3% drop to what we're seeing in York region, it's actually not as bad or as big of a drop percentage-wise. In York region, we're down 6.4% year over year at this point in time. Again, down from about 1,260,000 last year to about 1,180,000 in 2026. But York region is not even the biggest dropper when it comes to average sale price year over year. You actually have to go to Peel region for that suburban GTA market. They're seeing a 6.7% drop in average sale prices year over year. Again, under that $1 million mark in May at $952,000 thereabouts, where it was $1,020,000 last year at this time. We'll wrap up with the 2 Toronto markets. Before I get into this, give me a guess in the comments again. Have Toronto condo prices come down more or Toronto freehold prices on a year-over-year basis? Pause the video if you have to write the comment. Don't cheat and then comment afterwards. Actually do that because it does help the video reach more. So just comment whenever you want, okay? But anyways, here's Toronto freehold market, and we are down a flat 5%. So the Toronto freehold market is holding up better than we're seeing in the suburbs, with the exception of Halton, obviously. Again, remember, this is on the aggregate. It's not every single price or property is down 5% or up 0.3% or down 6.7%. This is an aggregate of all the sales that have happened and the average sale price for that month compared to the last. So anyways, down 5% when it comes to the freehold market in Toronto. And if you guessed that Toronto condos are holding up a little bit better than the Toronto freehold market, you are indeed right, down only 2.8% from where we were last year at this time. A little early look at the numbers for May should give you some indication as to what is going to happen once TREB releases their Market Watch report next week at some time. You shouldn't be surprised if you watch this video. If you enjoy staying up to date on what is happening, please subscribe to the channel, like the video so you don't miss anything else going forward. And if you have questions about what is happening in different markets, you want to see specific breakdowns in future videos going forward, leave those all in the comments below as well. I hope I did the clown estate agents proud in the GTA with this video. I appreciate you all so much for sticking with me right through to the end. Till we speak again next time, please stay safe and cheers. If you enjoyed the video and want to see some more work that I've done in the past couple of weeks, there's another video on screen for you right now. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything going forward.